Welcome to Calming Walking. Thank you so much for joining me today. This program is brought to you by Northern Westchester Hospital's Center for Healthy Living. My name is Rachel Merchant, and I'm a clinical social worker and a community outreach program manager at Northern Westchester Hospital. As a reminder, this is an audio-only program, so there will not be an opportunity to ask questions during the program, and also you will not see anything on your screen, as I'll be encouraging you to walk today. Please feel free to send any questions you have to chl@northwell.edu, and we'll be glad to get back to you. After this presentation, you will receive a brief survey where you'll have the option of submitting questions. Please consider filling out the survey as we really value your feedback and perspectives. If you are able, while listening to this program, I encourage you to put on your sneakers and head outside to walk while you listen. At times throughout the presentation, I will be referencing what I've noticed outside today in Westchester, New York, and I'll ask you to consider your own surroundings while walking. I will encourage you to pause occasionally during the program to give us a moment, both physically and mentally, to consider our individual environments. These pauses are completely optional, and if you prefer to just keep walking, that's completely fine. Please be aware of your own level of comfort and ability, and please walk at a pace that is manageable for you during this program. And of course, take breaks as much as you need. This program will run for approximately 20 minutes. So why are we taking a calming walk today? Our activities of daily life keep us very, very busy. Some of us may find it challenging to carve out any time in our schedules for relaxation. We may not realize that there's opportunities to pause, take in awareness of surroundings, and seek calm while also checking items off of our to-do lists. Some of us may also be seeking ways to add relaxation to their daily routines, and a calming walk is one great way to do this. Walking is a wonderful opportunity to seek a moment of calm. It can be a time to relax and reflect, while also accessing the many benefits of physical activity. And finally, our lives and the world around us, for a wide variety of reasons, can be at times overwhelming, immensely challenging, infuriating, disheartening. In moments like these, taking care of ourselves and our well-being takes on a prime importance. Getting out, changing our surroundings, taking in some fresh air, and seeking fresh perspective can be an essential strategy for supporting and strengthening our mental health and wellness and helping us face whatever's coming next. So I encourage you to walk along with me today as I point out ways to engage in your environment, to find calm, seek connection, and relax. So let's start on our walk, or please continue if you've already been walking. As you take in the scene around you, take in a deep breath. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out, feeling the fresh air filling your lungs. Begin by focusing on the air that you walk in. How does it feel on your skin? Is it warm or cool, soft or harsh? Is there any wind that you can feel? Search for a tree nearby and take a moment to observe its springy, brightly colored leaves. Are they moving? Is the tree feeling any wind? Is it moving quickly or slowly? Are the leaves shaking, almost dancing? Does the movement of the leaves mirror your experience with the wind at this moment? What do you notice? Pause to observe that you and the nature surrounding you are sharing an experience. Recognize the connection you share with your surrounding world and relish this link for the extensive benefits it has on our health and our well-being. When I was outside, I noticed that the leaves in the trees moved differently depending on the tree's height, where it was located, and the type. I felt the breeze, and it was both warm and had some cool undertones at the same time. And I felt its movement as I watched the leaves around me twirl. Continue walking and keep your focus on the air around you, its temperature, its feeling on your skin, and the way that it makes you feel in your body, in your mind. Shift your attention upwards towards the sky. You may pause momentarily to look up above, to the sides, behind you, in front of you. What do you notice? If there are any clouds, what are their shapes or textures? If there are no clouds, what is the color of the sky? What are its tones and hues? Is it bright and harsh, comforting or soothing? Do you notice any movement at all? If you do, is the movement quick or slow? What direction is it going in? Recall your experience of the air around you and the movement of the leaves. Does it mimic the movement of the clouds, or is there a contrast? Focus on all the different colors surrounding you. Notice if the color changes at all, or the texture, or the way that the sky appears to you depending on the direction with which you focus on it. Notice the vastness of the sky, what you can see and all that we cannot see in our present location. Continue walking and continue taking in deep breaths of fresh air. In and out, in and out. If there is grass around where you are walking, see if you can find a dandelion or other similar flower in the grass. Take a few moments to try to locate a dandelion if possible, where you are. Dandelions, though mostly considered weeds, are actually excellent soil fertilizers. They have wide-spreading roots that give air to the soil and help reduce erosion. And their roots pull nutrients like calcium from deeper soil, making these nutrients available to other plants around them. The dandelion can be engaging for our senses and can represent qualities worth working towards. Dandelions are survivors, always searching for a place to grow, and they stick around loyally once they have found their safe, comfortable spot. They are tough and strong. Their roots can go very, very long and established, and the plants can live for a long time. They are givers to the soil around them, and for centuries, they've touted medical benefits in their cultivated forms. Dandelions are joyful plants. Bright, sunny yellow flowers with long, wispy petals are a delight to bees and other pollinators, as well as people passing by. Their soft gray golden puffs are a delight to see, often perfectly circular and smooth with a complex intricacy inside. Their bright green jagged leaves add shape and texture to the earth. If you were able to locate a dandelion, whether in its yellow flower stage, soft puff stint, or past and drying out with its sawtooth leaves, try to get closer and observe it. If you can do so safely, ensuring there's no poison ivy or other concerns around you, pick one and study it carefully. Otherwise, just try to get closer to observe it well. What do you see? What colors are displayed in front of you? How do they change as you move along the plant? What textures do you notice? How does the plant feel in your hands, on your fingers? Do you notice any smell? Twirl it around slowly while holding it and notice if any shapes or patterns emerge. What stands out to you about this hardy plant? We can take a moment to appreciate this tough plant, perhaps shifting our perspective to add a positive view if it was something that we've observed with annoyance in the past. We can shift these experiences to our daily lives, allowing us to rethink our views, especially when a change could benefit mood and outlook. Consider if maybe there's another approach, if it could help a conversation or relationship if we're experiencing any challenges. Appreciate the positives in our experiences and see and feel our strength in overcoming difficulties. Keep moving forward in your walk, continuing to notice the feeling of the air on your skin and continuing to breathe in and out, in and out. As you gaze around you in all directions you can see, do you notice any signs of the spring bounding forward towards summer? Observe all around you. Do you see any other flowers, flowering trees or bushes? If you do, observe their colors carefully. Are they bright, pale, changing or constant, bold or muted? If you can get safely close enough to observe any type of flower, focus your attention on the intricate shapes, patterns, layout, and colors of the plant. We can marvel at the ability of nature to create such experiences for our eyes, noses, and minds. If you can get close, take a deep breath, noticing if the flower has any smell. If it does, what is the smell like to experience? Is it floral, fruity, sweet or bitter, strong or light? What do you like or dislike about the smell? If the flower doesn't have a distinct smell, try to observe if you notice any smells around it, earthy, grassy, fresh, or something else. Often when we don't smell something strongly, but continue to observe and focus in on this sense, other smells can reveal themselves and enhance our engagement with our surroundings. Take a few more breaths and observe any new smells that arise. As you continue walking, focus again around you and see if you can imagine what smells might arise from different plants, trees, bushes, and flowers. See if you can imagine and notice the elements of smell that you're just thinking about in your mind. You can ask yourself, what might this smell like? What might I notice? So I might think about a lilac bush and inhaling the sweet aroma, the intensity of the smell, the deep, rich colors, the purple contrasted with the leaves. Can you experience those sensations even if they're not in front of you? Our minds are incredibly powerful. And even when we're unable to go out and engage with nature for whatever reason, it's important to remember that we have a space to go to mentally to access the connection and attain benefits from it. As you walk, pause momentarily to glance down. What are you walking upon? Look at the ground below your feet. What colors do you notice? Is there anything on the ground? Leaves, pollen, seed pods, petals? Are there bugs crawling, rocks, or dirt? Do you notice any patterns or textures in the ground below? Is it hard or soft? How does it feel on your feet? Notice that you are supported by the earth below in every step you take. There is a solid, stable base below our feet to lean on, and we can seek comfort in that. You can continue walking forward, remembering to breathe in and out, in and out, observing all the sensations around you. Focus your attention on what you hear. Can you hear any noises? I'm going to stop speaking for a brief moment so we can all tune into our surroundings. What do you hear? Try to notice if there are different levels of sound at different distances, near or far, the different tones, the different types of sound. Do you hear birds, cars, leaves rustling, wind rushing, voices, a lawnmower, a dog barking? Listen for another moment to see if any additional sounds present themselves. Continue considering everything that you can hear in your surrounding environment. Throughout the year, the bird noises fluctuate, and tuning in can be a fascinating experience in observing our changing environment with the seasons. Now, during springtime, you may hear an abundance of bird calls. If you like, tune into their sounds, tones, textures of the calls. Are they responsive, infrequent, or constant? You can continue to observe these sounds whenever you're able, even if only for a few moments, and then check in again in a month or two. Observe again if there's any changes, and then repeat in another few months. This allows us to strengthen our connection with the environment and nature, and that connection can be enormously beneficial for our health and well-being. It can foster our sense of connection, can be a strengthening and grounding force below our feet, and can also provide valuable perspective in moments where a view shift may be immensely important, like when life gets challenging. This same auditory observation of bird calls can be extended to many patterns in nature. The visual with the look of trees. You can focus on their color, shape, movement as they emerge in the spring, as buds, maybe flowers, and then light green or other colored leaves. If you wait for another month or two as the spring and summer move forward, maybe you can observe the hue changing, darkening, becoming bolder. You can notice the look of the leaves. Do they stand at attention on a still day, droop in a moment of intense heat? Of course, as summer turns to fall, there are many observations to make of the leaves, and in winter too. The stark, intense branches, sometimes covered with snow, can be enchanting and valuable to observe. The feeling and smell of the air around us is another area that we can observe as the seasons pass. The bright, springy air, the hot, humid summer, the crisp, fragrant fall, and the intense, sharp winter cold. Noticing our surroundings and then extending our observations to our own experience can reinforce connection to the natural world. You can ask yourself these questions. How does your body feel on this spring day? How is it interacting with the world surrounding you? What is your experience with the wind on your skin, the smells around you? Does a bird call surprise you with its sharp and loud volume, causing your heart to pound momentarily? Does spotting a bright magenta azalea call out to the corner of your eye, bringing delight in observing the bold hue? Does a sudden rain shower transform the environment rapidly, the changing light of the clouds coating everything with a foggy hue? These observations can be balms in moments of stress, challenge, or of feeling overwhelmed. At times like these, it can be hard to break from a stream of thoughts, worries, or exhaustion. Taking our attention, our focus, out of our minds and into our surroundings can be incredibly beneficial in allowing our minds to calm, our thoughts to veer elsewhere, even if temporarily. Sometimes when we return to the challenges at hand, we may find that the break was useful in giving some clarity. A change in perspective may also help us approach difficult situations with a new view, being more open to solutions and opportunities. Engagement in nature has proven benefits to our health and well-being, and I encourage you to consider your connection with nature and opportunities to strengthen its link, to take care of yourself, to relax, to seek calm. There is no one right way to walk, and no one right way to find calm while walking. It's a learning experience to see what helps us feel relaxed, lower our stresses, and seek calm while benefiting from movement. You can try, when you are able, different types of walks. They can be for as long or short as are feasible for you and your life. Any time that we can take care of ourselves, no matter how brief, is beneficial. I encourage a type of self-experiment. You can take walks as you're able, then check in with yourself after a week, a few weeks. You can ask yourself if you notice any changes in your mood, attention, or other areas. And if you do notice any positive changes, consider adding calming walks to your routine in a way that works for your schedule and your life. And if there's a time where you're unable to walk or not walking as much as you like to, that's okay. There is no one right way to seek calm, and we can always work to improve our wellness with a variety of different strategies. Thank you so much for joining me on this calming walk today. I hope this program provided an opportunity for reflection and relaxation. I encourage you, if you found it beneficial, to keep calming walking while observing your surroundings, engaging your senses, and seeking perspectives. We can do this in any of our daily activities as an opportunity for calm. You'll be receiving a brief survey after this presentation. Please consider filling it out to provide your feedback and suggestions for future programs. We greatly value your input. You are welcome to keep walking now if you so choose. Thank you again for joining, and I hope that you have a good and relaxing rest of your day. This program will now end. Take care and be well. Goodbye.